Shout out to the Mailroom Nation, the Mailroom Goons, City Hood Click, let's go. Professor Belly Bill, the Hood Postman, you know that vibe. I see you in there, Mr. Capone. How are you doing today? Shout out to you guys. Once again, we are back. Click the notification bell, like, subscribe, and share. It'll only take a few seconds for you to press that thumbs up. Press, press, press. Click the notification bell, like, subscribe, and share. So when the dope content hit, it'll feel like it's the first and the 15th. Shout out to the Mailroom Nation, Mailroom Goons. It is a Tuesday. Tuesday. Marlena, how are you today? Yes, Tuesday. So I decided to jump on in there. I got Ayatollah Marv coming in tonight. I think he's a spectacular individual, beloved, Muslim. I think he's profound in a lot of things he says, astute individual. So peace to him, man. Peace to him, right? Joey, what's going on, man? Michelle, what's good? Michelle, how are you? Angelo Daniels, what's up, twin? What's up? What's up, Mike Mark? Salute to you, bro. Salute, salute, salute. So listen, man. I always got what's going on with Frog, man. A lot going on with Frog right now. Frog don't call me 100 times, man, today dealing with them, the dudes that dropped that thing. So I guess they'll work it out at some point, right? Good, Michelle. Good to hear that. So people, right? They get the mind and quality of brain that they deserve through their life actions. See, and that's what we gotta understand. People get just the quality of brain and they deserve through their life's action. That's just a fact. You can't get around that. Skunk Dog, what's good, man? Jank, what's up? Greg Moore. Mo, what's going on with you, Mo? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, don't fall down, right? Yeah, but Frog, I talked to Frog, you know what I mean? Right on. Robert, how you doing, man? I talked to Frog and and he tried to bait me in, man. But here's the thing, right? And this is what individuals don't understand about me, right? Let me say this. Deception and masquerade should not be seen as ugly or immoral. All humans' interactions requires deception on many levels. Depend on the circumstance, right? So when you're dealing with these individuals, right, that spend just an enormous amount of time in prison, so they live by certain ethics and certain codes. And let me bring Marv in too. Uh, Marv, okay, Marv, I got you. Hold on. I was just explaining like how a lot of individuals have spent a lot of time in prison. Can you hear me okay, Marv?
Yes, sir.
Okay, they spend a lot of time entombed, encapsulated in basically they spend their whole 40, anywhere from 10 to 20, 30, 40 years in a bathroom, right? So their minds become conducive to the circumstance, but they actually thrive off of propaganda, surviving on who can create the most deception and who can deceive the next guy. That's just my opinion on it. But if you can add to that, I appreciate it because you get so much from these guys, and now that we got the internet, Marv, it's very very wide open, and it's very nobody's barred. You know what I mean? Well, I would like to think we don't have the problem because, and you probably can remember this. Like there was a time when you was on the block, dudes was on the block hustling or whatever, but if you came on the block and your stuff was better than everybody else's, and all of a sudden all the money started coming to you, man, every last one of them dudes took offense to that, and you were the problem and not them. And they wanted you gone, you know?
Well, I
Because,
mean, in my era, it wasn't. I mean, we didn't move it like that. You feel what I'm saying?
right, right.
When I get out of prison, I come up in the PCP era. I manufactured PCP, right?
Okay,
And
okay.
so Cherry Street was our lowdown. That was the get down on Cherry, right? And
Uh-huh.
sometimes, You'd have
Mr.
better
Puzzle.
water than me, and everybody would team up. You feel what I'm saying? And push yours on, or you would stand back. But it wasn't that low ball hate. Crack brought really hating into the game. You know what I'm saying?
And
That
boy, did it break. It brought hating, deception, jealousy, envy, all the things of aversion, just all the things, degradation, anything we can associate with that is
right, right,
attached to that
right.
circumstance.
Yeah, so that that crack era, it brought a whole new breed of people, and it trickled down to our children becoming heartless. And there's no loyalties to homies, to mothers, families, or nothing else, because that whole dimension of 30-year contamination fucked our minds off.
Got it, got it, got it. And I'm glad you spoke on that to the degree you just spoke on, because it's necessary, because we got to be able to somehow heal our community, feed them, because it's like a information malnutrition that exists and I'm speaking about Compton because that's where I come from. That's where I was born, raised, and grew up and went to school. So I'm very passionate about Compton. So there's
That's right.
information malnutrition that exists in our tribes, in our communities, in our neighborhoods. So, and I know, Marv, that you and Skull, you guys been out there doing the work, great work you're doing, because you guys travel and you also get to go see all the other communities that are just like Compton. You know,
Right, right. Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
and
But they're just like Compton, but they got a media image of what our town is about. You feel what
uh-huh,
I'm saying? And it's just like us as blacks. We took the worst behavior of white America and not the best behavior.
uh-huh.
And we do some of the craziest shit to each other that we reciprocate. We don't know how to build and carry on like white Americans, because no matter what you say about this white man, he is an amazing. He didn't move mountains. He didn't done this. He didn't instruct it. But then we lost all that sense, and we take on all their bad habits. So me and Melvin, we go to different cities and states and restructure the misguidance or attempt to restructure. Let me say this. Now, Lot couldn't get one. So what we try to do is show another approach, because everybody ain't going to die at 21. You may have to get 60 and 70 years old. So I want you to understand how this really happened. And it didn't happen just by us being by ourselves. We had a lot of help. You feel what I'm saying?
Hmm. So what can we do to help push that in another direction? Let's sort of like change the course of which people are thinking or living this day and time. What can we do to help put that right the ship, so to speak?
But like you started off in the media, right now with the media, you can be anybody you want to be. You can
Uh-huh.
say anything you want to say, and it's no accountability, right?
Hmm.
And you can be a shock jock or say some stuff, because like that, I'm attempting to get at you all week. And amazingly, you called me today because I got a little situation that I understand came up off of your program, right?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And if it's okay, I want to kind of deal with this and find out from you how it happened or what actually happened, right?
Okay, cool.
So it's somebody was on your show, some guy named Frog out of the Bounty Hunters, right?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And so one of my partners out of Baltimore, Maryland, called me the other morning and told me the dude said that if I was around with Putin, he would have pistol whooped me, right?
That's what Frog said?
That's what I understand. He said on your show that if I was around, or somebody's show, he said it was the Melly Mel show. I said I never heard that, because I found out in dealing with a forest fire, the quickest way to put it out, don't give it no oxygen. You dig what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I can't give no nothing to that, because if he said it, He said either I wasn't aware of that's what he was saying, or I just flat out don't remember. But I think I would remember something like that.
Yeah, I
You know,
mean, like you
that's
said,
yeah.
that man, this dude said if Putin was around, he would have pistol whooped you. And I'm like, bruh,
Wait a minute.
I was on the
Somebody said, wait a minute. Yes, Frog said that on your show. I don't
yeah,
recall it, but let's revisit that. Let's
yeah,
talk about that, because here it is. You're an elder. You're a senior spokesman for the city of Compton, and likewise, and for the Damu Car and the Piru, whatever, right? And
right,
also, you speak for just black people in general. I don't know what would make him go to that point or that degree. Maybe he was having a bad moment, man. Because sometimes he can be challenged. I challenge him, and he don't like to be challenged. I'm talking about when I challenge him verbally. You know what I mean?
right,
Not
right,
and thank you, Bad Feast. And at times he want to do all the talking, and he don't want to
right.
allow you to
Okay,
say nothing. He want to talk loud and over talk you, and so forth, so on and so forth. But we will get to the bottom of him. I would personally give him a call and ask him, verbatim, because I know the guy put it in the chat, but I want to hear it from him and see why did he say that, if he said
okay.
it.
Yeah, that's just because, like, bro, like I said, I've been on the 5 line. James Noble that killed killed the sheriff in 1979. I've been with Loaf. I've been with Spotlight, the Lot Boys, Poncho. Ain't none of them ain't got pistol whooped yet. But
Now
I'm saying,
you name some of the main ones.
yeah, like, man, I know all they G's up out of, shit, Lumberjack, Red. Them is all my little homeboys. But Frog,
Yeah,
that
'cause-
I know of, has never been on Elm Street. He's never He's never been on Elm Street, so he can stay right in them projects. But as far as getting pistol whooped, that'll never happen, bro.
yeah. He's right now. He's busy trying to put out not a brush fire, but a forest fire, because somebody they just dropped another video saying some things about him. And I don't want to get on talking about him, but you'll
Right,
probably
right.
see it later. It'll probably come up though.
Well, and like I say, I'm not even on the social media like that. It's some shit that's happened with me I'm surprised about. I didn't even know what viral was until my niece told me. So
Right.
yeah, we're too busy trying to build instead of breaking down. I don't have nothing against bruh, but if he want to say that, I'd like for him to say it to me. And how did he get that kind of information?
Yeah, I definitely. I'm gonna get him on the phone, and I'll call you when we get done. Okay, we'll do that
Okay,
like that.
okay. Well,
Okay.
now we can get back. We didn't get back to the positive because now my nigga shit is over.
Okay, got you. Well, we always have one of them ninja moments, man. Sometimes
Hey,
they just
bro,
come up.
I wake up. I wake up at 4:50 in the morning every morning and pray, because if the nigga beat the Muslim out of bed, we gonna have a bad day. You just what I'm saying? So
That is
I
that.
have to get up
I
early in the
couldn't put it
morning.
any better. Hey, and furthermore, my homeboy Pep. I don't know if you guys noticed in the chat. My homeboy Pep and Bounty on the Loaf are brothers.
Okay, okay,
Yeah. And Pep's from Santana. Bounty on the Loaf, of course, is from Nickerson, which is an
right.
interesting dynamic.
Well, we got a gang of them in family conflicts, but that's
Yeah.
working it out. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
And that's the survival. That regardless of where you at, y'all still brothers.
Right. Exactly. Right.
And
So
that's the situation we have to understand as black. Like Skull, he's famous for these words: "We don't set trip, we set trends."
there you go. There you go. I like that, and that's where I want to be at. I don't want to set trip. I want to set some trends,
Set
because
some trends, and
we
no
definitely in
matter
a
what.
bad need of
And
trends.
that's where, when I talked to you the last time, and I've been imploring it, and as us being out of Compton, we have to make a stand, and we
Uh huh.
have to do something different. And that's why I'm pressing that we get 3,000 signatures and change the name of the street for either Wilmington or Willowbrook and make it Barack Obama Boulevard, that these gang members can see when they kids grow up. I helped change the name of this street.
Right.
Those are some
That's
little
awesome.
positive things that we can do.
So where you at in regards to gathering signatures and support?
Well, Most of the dudes on my side, you know, Keon,
Keon that teaches the school?
Keon from Nellis, from Campanella.
Is he the one that got the little school over there on Bullis?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, and Don Juan, Lil John. I got most of the, but I just don't know too many dudes on your side that's still alive. That's my age. You know, I'm youngsters. So
Well,
that's
you got
why.
me, bro. You got me.
So once we can get enough signatures, we can push up on City Hall and make them change the name of the street. It's just that simple.
Got you.
And I got the petitions. I got everything that we need. All we have to do is get the signatures and move in on it. And Emma Sharif got to change this. Well, the city manager, because you know the city manager runs our town, not the mayor.
So what do you think about some of the parks as well in the city of Compton being named after you know, black people?
And of course, and that's one of the things. Well, Campanella is named after Roy Campanella, right?
Roy Campanella.
Okay, Gonzalez. I don't even know who Gonzalez is. I ain't never met Gonzalez. It was Cressy Park when I grew up.
That's what I was just going to say.
I come home, it's Gonzalez. I find out that it's a Mexican that got killed. He never played baseball, nothing, and they just named the park after him. What did he do? So that's we have to set the stadium is Jackie Robinson Stadium. When it was Cressy Park, it was Jackie Robinson Stadium. But our parks, our recreation don't represent us. It represents somebody else. You know what I'm saying? So that's an important thing. But we had one step at a time. We start getting that, brother. You know, these the council people, they won and got their position with 700 votes. You don't think we get 700 gang members to put who we want in office?
Yeah, because there's a per capita, I think it's around about 90,000 people in the city of Compton. How is these people winning these elections with 700 votes?
It's 45,000 registered voters in the city of Compton, and the mayor won the race with 3,000 votes.
That's ridiculous.
That's disfigured. Do you understand?
And then what I'm hearing, the mayor is not I don't know. They saying she ain't working too clear upstairs, like her speech patterns are not.
Man, look, I wouldn't let Emma Sharif be a dog catcher.
Oh my God.
Look here, bro. Check this out. She was on the school board, right? When she was on the school board, her, Satra Zarita, and Makai Ali, they voted for the school police to carry AK-47s in the schools. So you paid $250,000 to get AK-47s for some almost cops, and the schools don't have computers. You think I'll let this lady run the city and she trying to kill our kids?
Nah, that shouldn't even fly, man. That shouldn't even. What about the sister that's kin to Mike, the brother that used to play on The Wire, Michael? Was it Michael Case? His sister is the city council over there in your area, in District 1.
Oh, you talking about Tana McCoy?
No, it's another sister.
Michelle Chambers.
Michelle Chambers. I interviewed her, actually.
Okay, yeah, Michelle Chambers.
She's actually from Baltimore, right?
I guess so. I don't know. She didn't grow up in Compton.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. How did she get there? You know what I mean? How did that happen?
Asia Brown wasn't from Compton either. But we always transport these other folks from Mars and bring them in and let them run our cities.
We can't be bringing people from Mars, man. That ain't a good mix. So let me introduce you to the ball game. The ball game is out of San Diego 5 Line Brios. Me, Ayatollah Marv, the elder.
How you doing, Marv? Much respect, my brother.
Good, thank you, bro. You down there with Big Reggie Washington, huh? You know Reggie?
Yeah, Big Reggie. I know the whole Washington family, man.
Okay, yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's my boy there. He pushing. He got a tight program. He fucks with us with credible messengers.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, you know what? They also mess with if I'm not mistaken, pillars of the community as well.
Right,
Yeah,
for
yeah,
sure.
yeah. So how you doing, my brother? You know,
Man, I'm still here. They ain't caught me yet.
Well, you look good. You know what I mean? You know, they say that black don't crack. So, you know.
Okay, for sure. Yeah.
You know, so I'm coming on and me and Melly was talking earlier. And one of my things is I want to commend you on your activism, man. But, you know, let me ask you this. When did your activism actually start? You know what I mean? Because down here in San Diego, I've been pushing the line. I'm considered now a registered and certified gang interventionist specialist.
Okay.
And for the past, we started an organization called Overcoming Gangs and Beyond about, I want to say a little roughly about 24 years ago. And, you know, we've done so many good things here in San Diego. And then, as we always know, you know, dealing with the city council and dealing with the political side of it, you know, there's always a roadblock, you know, for us that are out there actually pushing the line and doing the work, you know. And what I want to know is, you know, have you and Skull hit some of those roadblocks? And if you have, how did you guys navigate around some of those things?
Well, I don't navigate around it. I'm not political. And
Okay.
see, the thing with California, it's not persuasive for anti-gang activity. They make money off of prison profiteering.
Yes, they do.
So most dudes that are activists, they done sold out to the county or the state. You know, they become puppets for the puppeteers. I'm not saying all of them, you know, but you got all these activists, but they ain't stopped no murders, have it?
Well, you know, I'm glad that you said that, because it seems like everybody is fighting for the same funding, you know, and they're forgetting about what we're out here to really do.
Right.
And then and you got a lot of people, once they get the funding, they don't want to have those particular conversations. You know, they just they get the money, they do whatever it is, give themselves salaries. You understand what I'm saying? And then they go out in the community and they push false propagandas to the community,
right?
Man. And
because let me just say this, bro. Saving our people don't cost money.
No.
All it costs is your time.
Okay.
When I got an ulterior motive, it sounds good. I can't be paid off. I don't deal with the county, the city, or nothing. I do everything on my own dime. Don't nobody push nothing about what I say or how I say it, because I'm not being paid by the city, the state, or anybody else. We leave town, this Ohio, they're trying to push it. Man, they give us endorsements to just come talk to their kids. We're not allowed in the schools or the juvenile halls in California. Why not?
Yeah, who better to fix the problems throughout the United States when the bulk of the problem originated here in our circumference, in our circles, right? So if we created it, we should be the one to have to somehow dismantle it, take it apart. But I always say that we can't do it without group effort, because we started this thing with groupism. We must come out of it as a group. You understand? Because we can't leave the little guys down there, the ones that's really doing the bang, 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 you know, and we know a couple of them. Everybody know a few of them in these different communities, right? Those individuals, we have to embrace them, because, you know, they say it takes a village to raise a child, but a child that is not embraced by the village will burn it down to feel its warmth. And that's where we at right now.
Right. Yeah.
And you know what? And it makes the work that we're doing, sometimes it makes it frustrating. And the reason that I say that, because we get on the ground, we do what we do, and in our minds, we think that we're putting a dent, or that we're redirecting somebody's thinking, or whatever, you know, whatever it is that, you know, we're thinking that we're making progress, you know. And then for me, sometimes I get frustrated because, like you said, you know, I'll get another phone call that another little brother been shot, a little sister been shot, or a program didn't get funded over here that we worked so hard and we put in so much time to put out in front of the people with the funding. But I kind of like what you said, big homie Ayatollah, is that, you know, you guys don't receive any funding from people who's going to tell you what to do with that money.
Right. And it's not just not tell you what to do with the funding, but when you did it, that's why one thing I learned from Jim Brown in his American program It was not non. When you hear the word nonprofit, the first thing you hear is non, right?
No.
So when you get under a nonprofit program, you have to work under an umbrella program for 3 years before you get any funding.
Yeah, they changed
once
it
you
up,
get-
bro.
Huh?
I said, yeah, they changed it up. They changed up the regulations to it. You know, a lot
Okay.
of the brothers, yeah, because a lot of brothers had to go under that homies and a couple of other ones. You know, and it's sad to say that a lot of the programs that are being ran by the Southern Mexicans.
Right, most definitely. So when you deal with a program, if you deal with a youth gang program, you can have it as a business and get the same funding for the kids, and you're up under the same obligations, but it's your money. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So you don't have to be a nonprofit to get a grant dealing with the city. American, it was a business. And he used the American program, and he got funding from the state, $750,000 to integrate gang members to go out and activate in the communities.
Was he up under LLC or S corp? How did he do that?
He was incorporated.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a student of that program, Ayatollah.
Huh?
I am a student of that program.
Of ICANN American?
Yes.
Yes, sir. You know, so
shout out to my homie Kizzy in the chat.
Okay. So that's the kind of stuff that it is, that if you want to do something and you got to do it and you need funding, everybody need money, but that shouldn't be the go all to get your people.
The basis, yeah. Agreed. I agree with you. Yeah.
Cynthia, you can step in. I left a link in the chat if you want to come in, Cynthia.
Yeah.
You guys go ahead, keep talking. I'm just talking.
Anyway, yeah. So, well, I just learned a couple of things from Ayatollah, some things that I kind of wish I had my notepad so I could have wrote some of these things down. But I'll just go back and I'll look at this once Melly posted and look at it.
Ayatollah still, man, be taking phage, man. Y'all better be careful with Ayatollah.
I got 5 blows. After that, I got to shoot a youngster in the foot. I ain't Mike Tyson. You know what I'm saying? We still active, and that's the important thing that we were talking about early, Mel. See, all the Mexicans, their elders teach their youngsters who mayates are, what their program is about, what the sewer rats are supposed to do. But us as elders, we try to be like kids. We try to live our 20 life and try to be a friend to a kid. You feel what I'm saying? We don't explain what we did. Any dude sitting in the park at 40 and 50 years old grew up late. You ain't supposed to still be doing shit, talking blood this, cuz this, and your hair grayer than mine.
Yeah. You know,
do me a favor, Ayatollah, break down what you had to do during the times of racism, when racism was actually in play in the city of Compton, Linwood, Southgate, so these youngsters can better understand that, you know, we're not each other's enemies. Somehow we misconstrued the concept of what was going on with the function and the membership of gang members, the original function. But could you break that down for us today?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, but you would go on to the point again. Media behavior. When we grew up, it wasn't no TV like that. You know, I grew up with the Spook Hunters, the Minutemen. When I grew up in Compton in the 50s, after 7 o'clock at night, you couldn't go past Wilmington without the Minutemen. They had Honda 50s and BB guns, and they were like, the niggers is coming. So I grew up in a generation where we were saying, hell no. We went to Woody Sporting Goods, stole us some BB guns, and started shooting back. So we changed. Well, yeah, right. I remember the first time collectively in 1962, they had a movie called Beach Party. Blacks could only go to Compton movies on Sundays after 2 o'clock, right? After church was out. Now the white kids could go to the Tower. The Tower Theater was on Long Beach Boulevard in Compton. The Compton show was on Compton and Tamarin. But the white kids could go Friday and Saturday, matinees and this and that. So we wanted to go see Annette Funicello. So
Yeah,
everybody,
beach blanket bingo, beach blanket party or something.
yeah. So all of us, Vanguard. I'm the first year Vanguard started, 1962. So I was going to drop out of school if I had to go to Enterprise. We used to call Enterprise inner prison, right? And so my neighborhood was the swamps, and then my neighborhood was treetops, and they was the swamps. And all of my homeboys going to Enterprise every day. They had to fight coming back home, right? I was skinny, and I couldn't fight that well, so I was going to drop out of school in the 6th grade. I am not going over there with Charles Hall, Rodney Baylock, and getting socked up by Larry Childress. And they told me that they had made a new school called Vanguard. I say, God loves me. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? When I was in the 7th grade, the only school that we can go through, like I said, in San Diego, 33rd and Ocean View and 35th and Ocean View, there's a bridge. Up under that bridge to the 15 freeway. And we only could go to Memorial Junior High School right across the street from the bridge, and I was in the West Coast Crip side. And at the time, we wasn't even Bloods yet, but we were Central City Gangsters. We was gangsters at the time before the 5'9" brand moniker hit. And we had to deal with the same thing. Every morning we knew we had to walk across that bridge, and up on 32nd and 31st and Ocean View there was going to be a crew of Crips waiting for us. So we had to get out. We had to do what we had to do, going to school and coming from school. That's you know right. What I'm saying? We had to learn how to navigate some of those back streets, because the West Coast Crips said out here at the time they was LTD, and but they was deep. You know what I'm saying? It seemed like it was a million of them. If you shake the ones on 31st Street, you're gonna run into the ones on 28th. Like, God, where all these brothers coming from? So
where they come from?
Hey, told Marv, you remember Prilla, right?
Yeah,
that's where Enterprise is at, right?
Right. Yeah.
That first house behind that back gate. You knew where the church was, then it was a field, right?
Right.
That first house right there, that's the house I was born in, 1959. I lived in that house, and my cousin, I was going to ask you, did you know my cousin's name was Kenny Smith? He was a West Side Piru.
Kenny Smith, yeah, I know Kenny Smith.
That's my first cousin.
For sure I know Kenny. Hell yeah. Yeah, man, and that was all the swamps at the time when I grew up, right? All that area was the swamps. But Willowbrook, Bunch, Walton, Vanguard, and Enterprise, we all got together and we like, man, we're going in this movie. And we all stormed the door. It was about 60 of us. And went in, and all the white kids ran out. And when they ran out, they called the police, and Officer Johnson them came in, these two big old white boys, and they asked us, did you pay? And we like, yeah, we paid. We paid our dime to get in. And he's like, man, before we go through all this, let them go and just watch the movie. And that changed the narrative. We got to watch the movies on the weekends at Compton Show, right?
Was that the show right there next to the shoe shop, where the shoe shop was, and then in the theater?
Yep, the shoe shop, C West, and then JJ Newberry's.
Right.
Yeah, the JJ Newberry's here.
yeah, JJ Newberry's. You know what I'm saying? So my era had a revolutionary concept of getting Victory Park, where Wilmington Arms is now. That's where all the Poe patties stayed. The houses that you see the Samoans stay in, all of that from Alondra all the way back to Compton Boulevard was flat house projects where the Army and the Navy white people, they lived when they didn't live in Alameda, right? So my father bought a house on Elm Street, and the Poe patties stayed in Victory Park. So this where the Minutemen was. Then you go across the tracks to Alondra and Willowbrook and call them the spook hunters, because when the train would come at night and you hear the whistle, we thought it was a spook, right? So that's how their name came up. But when we're talking about how this changed, because no matter what it was Compton against everybody. You know, when we worked it, even in LA, when we got arrested, we had to go to East Lake Juvenile Hall. Now we had to fight the businessmen, the gladiators, the Roaring Twenties, the Slausons, until we could make our way to Las Padrinas, right? So no matter what, if you was from Front Hood, you was from the swamps, when we getting ready to go to Juvenile Hall, we all had to be together. You feel what I'm saying? So it's always Compton against everybody. You know,
so that's always have been then.
Yeah.
So that's been the concepts from the beginning. Because my brother was raised in Compton. My older brother Levan, and he graduated from Compton High School. And he would always tell us here in San Diego, his brothers here, like, you know, Compton against the world.
Compton against the world. You know what I'm saying? Because it was just that that 10 square miles is amazing. And it's been amazing. The Compton has the cleanest air per capita anywhere in the world, in the United States, because the ocean air comes to the north, and the mountain air comes to the south, and it meets what they call the Alameda corridor, and it cleans the air right in Compton, right? Mm-hmm. When people are drinking water and they talk about artesian wells, the first 21 artesian wells is up under the bottom of Compton on Artesia. And we sold our water and getting somebody else's water, right? Wow. So right now we got a Super Bowl. The Super Bowl is Compton. Dr. Dre and Kendrick Lamar, they run this. They running the Super Bowl right now, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
So Compton back in the house, huh?
They say Compton was originally because it was in the center of the thing, but also because it was named the hub, because it was the hub.
It's the hub city. It's 20 minutes from everything.
Right, and then plus it was the for freight. You know what I mean? Because a lot of the big companies were lined up all down Artesia. You know, so everything was coming off them boats out there, was landing right there in Artesia in Compton.
Right. So you know, we're the first chartered city in California. You know what I'm saying? So those type of things, we got a great history, and we've been deviated that we don't appreciate it anymore. You feel what I'm saying?
Let me ask you a question, Marv. When did the formation? What political organizations? I don't like to use that word. What organizations, such as the Black Panthers, the US organizations, when did those particular organizations form in the city of Compton? Can you tell us that? Or did they, even if they did or not?
In the Black Panther Party, I dealt more with Kawahita growing up, you know, and with Malana Ron Karenga, and
that's us.
The Black Panthers was like bullies. They was winos that wore leather coats. You know what I'm saying? So they had a concept of revolutionary, but they didn't have an order or a discipline that moved in a way. I mean, when it came from San Francisco and Oakland, when Huey them first started, it was a hell of a program. But then when they start COINTELPRO start infiltrating it, it got real crazy with Stalin, Lenin, Mao, the Red Book, and it started getting confusing, right? So in the city of Compton, matter of fact, he just died about 6 months ago. Chip, Romaine Fitzgerald, right? And he grew up in my neighborhood, and he ended up killing the highway patrol on Stockwell in Wilmington. And I'm not gonna tell you the details, but he called himself a political prisoner. He went to death row in '68. And so the formulation of the Black Panthers, it was a creativity, but you got to look at the longevity, right? What we do, it's supposed to go over to something else. Now you have no edifice of the Black Panther program, right? All the good stuff they did, it was watered down. The school breakfast program came out of the Black Panthers, but don't nobody know that, huh?
Hey, no. Fat Rick say you Minister Marv, man. Fat Rick from Newtown say that's Minister Marv.
Hey, he'll say any good thing about me. He prejudiced. You know, so
Rick,
when you look at Malana Ron Karenga started Kwanzaa in 1966.
Kwanzaa in 1966, yeah.
He started Kwanzaa in 1966. He went to prison for kidnapping. They say he's a rat and this and that, but Kawahita is still going on, and they still practicing the 14 principles of Afrocentrism, right? And he's still pushing the line at Cal State Dominguez. It's so many kids that graduated in Cal State Dominguez under the tutelage of Maulana Ron Karanga and Amin Ra that blacks that would never have a degree. Through their program, they were getting degrees. You feel what I'm saying? So you look at the greatest good for the greatest number, Kawahita outlasts any of that.
You familiar with Brother Fatim?
Yeah, I know Fatim.
That's
yes,
my dog right there. I told him we know all the same people, man.
Yeah, we've been around long enough, you know. I just get it. It's just there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I've been around the best. I mean, some of the when I went to San Quentin, I caught a case in YTS. And I got sent to San Quentin. I went from San Quentin to the Adjustment Center with Death Row Jeff, Rochelle McGee, Fleeta Drumgo, went over to North Block segregation. I got the North Block segregation. Charlie Manson taught me how to play backgammon in 1974. You feel what I'm saying? So I've been around the best and the worst of people in that population. When I was in Palm Hall, the person right next to me, and I didn't even know who he was, and it was Joe Morgan, the head of the Mexican Mafia. You know, so I've been around some people, and this dude, when I caught my case out of TS, he said, bro, your name Marvin Kinsey? I'm like, yeah. He said, man, you're going to have it rough in prison. I said, well, shit, man, if it ain't rough, it ain't me. I didn't even know no better, right? And I'd been locked up like 6 months, and they said, man, you want to go to the yard? I'm like, hell yeah. I go out of the yard. I'm the only black out there. Tokyo is the head of head of the Aryan Brotherhood. Peg Leg Joe is the head of the Mexican Mafia. I get out to the yard. He say, youngster, you coming out here? I'm like, hell yeah. Why shouldn't I? He said, bro, you're going to be all right. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, ignorance is bliss. When you don't know no better, all you can do is do better. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
I've been blessed to be around some people, man, that did some amazing things. My life through prison became up under having instructions from my seniors. I couldn't do it. But when I was in San Quentin, bro, you didn't have a mustache. You didn't have nothing to say. And everything you said, you had to back it up with a book. You couldn't just say anything. Where'd you get your references from? What did you do this? Now a person can say anything out their mouth. And you just like, okay, we got to stop that.
Yeah. You know, they saying, you know, I hear young brothers saying nowadays, I tell them, hey, man, I kind of like to do research on certain things before I open my mouth. And
right.
You know, for research, if you don't know, you just don't know. You shouldn't speak on it. Wait, hold on. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason why I do the research, so I can speak on it. You know what I mean? Now, I'm not going to speak on anything if I'm not going to speak on some business that's just not mine. I've been taught that. You know what I'm saying? My big homies from Central City, they always say, hey, if you ain't been somewhere, if you don't know, if you ain't been around, you don't be speaking on other people's things. But I want to go back to what you were saying about the us, and you made a good point, because the Black Panther Party, they had the numbers, and they had the image, and they had the media attention, but a lot of people don't realize that the US organization and their programs were just as effective. They just didn't get the attention that the Black Panther Party did at that particular time. So I appreciate you for clarifying that.
Yeah,
I think most of their problems derive from geographical location, because actually the Black Panther Party started up north, and the US organization was right out the homeland. So I could see where they might have had a difference of opinion of ideology and how it should be implemented, and how our people should be, follow it, sort of speak.
But Northern California was always a nest egg for revolutionary concept, right?
Berkeley,
even right now, Oakland, Berkeley, them old dudes still. But you cannot have a revolutionary concept dealing with Lenin, Stalin, Mao, because federalism will not work in America.
It won't. It won't.
You know what I'm saying? So when you take one white man's program and try to use it on another white man program, how you think that's going to benefit black people?
That's true. Well, Elaine Brown, and if I recall the quote right, she said that Eldritch Cleaver went to China for support to come back. You know, he was doing a campaign to gather funding and to be able to support the black. But instead, he came back with China White.
Right.
I don't know how true that was, but that.
And Elaine was a dynamic sister that held the party up. You dig? And
yes,
when on the COINTELPRO, the two people that mainly assassinated the Black Panther Party was Angela Davis and Jane Fonda.
Yep.
Interesting.
You know, so you have to understand the concept of how do you use your philosophy. And if the philosophy doesn't breed the truth and bring the best out of you, it ends up contaminating itself.
Man, I suggest anybody, you guys go read Elaine's book, Elaine Brown. I can't recall the title of it, but just look up Elaine Brown. And
she was dynamic.
Yeah,
it's just
true
like when
understanding of the Black Panther Party.
The story of Eldritch, and when Eldritch fled in 1973, and he went to Cuba, right? And he went over to Cuba with the concept of being a revolutionary, and he got over there with Fidel, and Fidel asked me like, okay, brother, you know, I embrace you. And it says, as long as he was over there, one day Fidel brought him in and like, brother, what did you bring? You're a revolutionary. Did you bring some ships or you got some money? He like, well, no, I just come to be a rep. Fidel said, we got niggas here. We don't need no extras. You know what I'm saying? You know, so then he fled to Libya and he got over there with Gaddafi and he was pushing the program, but he was lusting after women, right? And so Gaddafi told him, man, you got to send for your wife. So when Kathleen come over there, she didn't want to cover up, right? So, bro, he said, this is Islamic State. We can't be just doing this here. So he went to France. And he went to France, and shit was going in 1977. Eldritch turned himself in, right? He told the feds to come get him, and he dropped off in San Diego, right?
Right.
And when he dropped off in San Diego, he had some pants made like the American flag, right? And he got to the ground and he said, ain't nothing like America. Where you go in the world, ain't nothing like Babylon, man. You know, and when I was in Ironwood in 1994, Brother Amin-Ra, when Elder was dying, and he called all the revolutionaries to come in and sing, right? And he said these words, and why I'm saying this is certain things that we'll say to people and they'll take it a wrong way. And Eldritch said, Conrad, change is not treason. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Change is not treason.
Right.
Some people are, oh, blood, you ain't this and you ain't there, cuz you ain't with it no more. You ain't the homie. You nigga, I done changed.
I grew up.
And you know what's so crazy is that I always tell the brothers here in the town, man, you can be from your neighborhood. You understand? You can represent your neighborhood, but it's the negative aspects and all the other effed up activities that come with it that we need to stop. You know, every time, when I see a young brother get killed or a young sister get killed, and when the person on the other end of that pistol ends up getting caught up, now we got 2 or 3 people dead, and then we got 2 or 3 people going to prison. So in this particular lifestyle, nobody really wins. You understand what I'm saying? So it's extremely silly to me, man. And me myself, I'm gonna always be who I am, but at the same time, I just denounce it, man, because just so many good brothers on both sides of the tracks, man, got put in those graves for nothing. You know, for nothing, you know what I mean? And and for me, You know, and when I sit back and I think about it, big bro, Marv, Melly Mel, you know, it really bothers me, man.
Yeah, and it should
you know what,
bother.
though?
Go ahead, man.
People get the mind and quality of brain that they deserve through their actions in life. That's just how that works. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
you got to want, in order to do better, you got to want to be better. You got to want to do better. You can't just, it doesn't happen automatically. Because listen, we're born in this life not knowing one single thing. Everything is learned behavior. So just like we learn to behave bad, we can learn to behave good. You know,
Yes.
those are choices. You know what I mean? And I understand that some people say that environment teaches and all this stuff, but still, you got a brain, you got a heart, your faculties are working. I mean, if you got a sound mind and judgment, you can make good decisions for yourself. But you don't have to just because you see everybody doing something. And I'm talking about the circle of how we travel, whether you Damu or Kiwe, just because you've seen everybody doing something didn't make it correct.
Yeah.
Right. But then it too, you got to understand, Mel, if I grow up on a dysfunctional, I think it's normal. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I feel that this is just like I was just talking to some people the other day, and they were talking about these young blacks killing each other, right? And so I have to explain is that we have our children right now. They've been playing San Andreas Fault, Call to Duty. They've been killing since they was 3, right? They've been shooting at shit. Now they get their hand on a gun. They don't even see me and you. They see one of the games.
Right.
So we done made our children so callous that we didn't allow them to do this. And then when it backfires on us, we like, I can't even understand these kids. I don't know. No, nigga, it's your fault that it's happening.
Yeah, you know, that's a good point, man, because, you know, my son, little Mikey, I would never buy him those games. And it seemed like these kids, they're younger and younger, and they know how to use these pistols. A 14-year-old got killed here in San Diego last night. You know what I mean? Yeah. On a drive-by shooting. It started as a fight. And the other little dude who got caught up today, the police arrested him. He was only 16 years old.
16, yeah.
You know what I mean? 16 years old.
Let's welcome our friend, our good friend and buddy, Mr. Slick, to the chat room. How you doing, Slick? Don't come in here today with that buffoonery, Slick. We on some positive stuff today. We ain't chasing.
Man, hey, Slick, Mel, Slick put me out the park. He DP'd me out the park, bro.
Oh no! I don't believe that.
Hey, Marv, I ain't never did that.
He told me, nigga, you better not pull up. I've been scared to come in the park ever since.
Stop it. Knock it off. Hey, don't put that negativity on me, Marv. I'm still.
Oh no, you ain't.
I'm still waiting for you to come to the house.
To it, man. I'm coming.
Okay, Marv, I got a good question for you. Was you aware of the U.S. boys growing up? You know, somebody asked that question. Was you
the U.S. boys?
Yeah, you remember the U.S. boys? They used to call us, you know, us.
Us. The only us I know is Kawahita.
Yeah, well, there was a gang, original copy gang called Us. That was Vincent Jones, Alvin Trasvan, Knuckles, just to name a few other cats. You know what I mean? They came up doing the right before the Pirus did.
Okay. I know Alvin Trasvan. I know him, but I was probably in YA or in prison at that time.
I think they came out like 70.
Okay, yeah. I was in YTS.
Marv, what year did you catch your first case, big homie?
1968.
1968.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, shit. I'm not a good robber. Caught a murder robbery and didn't get but $1.38 out of it.
God.
So you know I ain't no robber.
Oh man.
Oh man.
Oh, my little homie in the chat.
Hey, what's going on though, man? What's What's going on with everybody, man? What's going on with everybody, man?
Slick, you wasn't even born when Ayatollah went to prison.
I
No,
wasn't
hell
born.
no.
I was born in 1969.
They say you missed him by 1 year.
Slick was born in 77. Don't even be lying like 69.
God
It's
damn
trying to
it!
get on
Yeah,
God damn it!
Slick done
it's
forgot
trying to
he
get on
told.
public
Ain't no,
TV and just tell a lie.
Nah, but Slick done forgot he
God
told us he
damn
was
it!
44. You know, some of us know how to get mad.
He just started making up numbers.
You know, yeah, Cold Slick. He got me doing my ABDs.
Yeah,
Yeah,
ABD.
so it's just like we just got to get back to the formation of saving our people. You know what I'm saying? And that's what one of the things I admire about Slick and the stuff that him and his home Taboo them do. They interact. This dude got horses. He got, he's showing how to elevate. Not just hanging out in the park. He got a
Marv,
hey.
I'm still waiting for you to come to. I'm still waiting for you to come to my house, Marv.
Okay, but you ain't never gave me an address. I've been all up and down. Yeah, you hide out when I come.
No, I never hide out. I'm still waiting for you, and we're gonna. Hey, Marv. You know what? Marv? I talked to Brody yesterday. You know Brody?
Which Brody?
That stays in the farms. He got horses too.
Okay.
He said he know you, and he watched.
Okay.
And he watched the video. He watched the video because I got him on the podcast. Right? He said it's possible. You know what I'm saying? For you to ride
Hey, bro,
from
people rode
Compton
from
to
Texas to
Disneyland. He said it's
California.
possible if you're an experienced rider.
Yeah, I grew up in Compton, homie. I stole all white people horses.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? I'm still waiting for you to put on a horse.
Okay, all right, I'm a saddle a horse and you. I still stand on that.
Hey, Ayatollah. My wife said the same thing. She said, because she grew up over there, you know what I mean, in the Richmond Farm, and she said that she knew of people taking horses and riding them in far distance.
Yeah, man, that's what we did, bro. I mean, I grew up, when I grew up, Compton was a country. We had cows, horses, chickens. I grew up when Rosecrans was still a dirt road. I've done this shit. I went to a PSI school of Preston School of Industry. I worked on the farm company. I'm a real cowboy.
Oh, that was back in the days when they had schools that was teaching you how to do domestic work instead of teaching you how to be an engineer or something like that.
Right, for sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, but we just got to go back to the formation of bringing our people together. But it's just like it's quoted. Fidel Castro say, if you don't give a soldier a war, they fight among themselves. So we got these young warriors and they ain't got nobody to fight, so we fight each other.
That's true.
Yeah, man.
Hey, Marv, Marv, where you at right now?
Out here in Carson.
I'm in Carson too. I'm going to R&R right now. Give me some food.
Oh, okay, on Avalon? I'm over in Centerview.
Yeah, I'm hungry. Shit, I'm hungry.
Slick, your wife didn't cook for you today?
She went to work, man. I've been playing. Hey, I've been playing dominoes since 9 o'clock this morning, man. And I think she upset with me, but I'm winning money. I won $1,600 today. You know what I'm saying? I won $1,600
playing dominoes.
Playing dominoes, Marv.
Yeah, they be playing like $50 and $100 a game over at Slick House.
Oh shit! Man, I'm a bad loser. I'm not gonna pay you if I lose.
Yeah, I'm the same way, Marv. I don't do too much betting. Hey, Slick, did that CDL come, homie?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. But I won $1,600 from 8 o'clock in the morning to shit 5 o'clock. Shit. God damn
That
it.
was a good
I
day's
won eight.
work.
I won 800 yesterday. I won 800 the day before. He keep coming. So shit, I'm gonna keep winning. God damn it.
All right.
Shit. I'm gonna keep winning. Just keep up. Just keep up. I'm gonna open a gambling shack at the house. Shit.
That's some
Shit.
bullshit.
No, it's not.
Well,
But you
I'll
know,
come and play.
but you
I'll
know,
come play for 21.
I got laid off last week, so I gotta make some money somehow. I get back in these
Okay.
streets and sell drugs. And sell these
No, don't do
drugs, man.
that. Don't even do
I'm
that.
this close. You know what I'm saying?
No.
So
Slick,
I
how long
mean,
you got? How long is the layoff for?
I don't know, man. I'm waiting on my CDLs, man. I probably don't even go back to that company no more, man. Cause every time we go back, I'm the ones they laid off 4 more people off yesterday. So it's real slow in the construction right now. So I'm putting in applications. I'm putting in applications and all that.
Hey, Kim.
All for a Kev Mac on my head now. God damn it.
Oh,
Hey,
Oh
hey, but
man.
yeah, man. I'm looking for a job, man. Somebody need to hire me before I go buy a whole chicken. You know what I'm saying? And do my
Well, you
thing,
know
man.
what?
What I know how to do best.
shout out to
That
KM
that
Video.
that CDL gonna make you. It's gonna make you marketable again, man. We need you out here. We don't want to see
Hey,
you go.
one thing about that CDL, Slick, it's 1,000 truck driving jobs. You ain't got to settle for one.
Not
So,
one. Yeah, man.
plenty of them.
Yeah. Yes.
Plenty of them. Shout out to Kev Mac, man. Hey, Slick, why Kev Mac call you a fake Ram fan?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
need
Talk about that.
I need somebody to hook. Yeah, shout out to Kev Mac. Huh? What you
I
say?
say, I say, why he call you a fake Ram fan?
What you say? I can't hear you.
I don't know what's wrong with your hearing. I told
Cause
him,
I
can
was
you
at
hear
the
me?
Rams game this Sunday with all Ram gear on.
Oh, is that right?
With Ram,
I told you,
I
you
can
still
hear
with
you.
us?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay.
I can hear you.
See, that's
Yeah.
that buffoonery that Slick be on, that primitive thinking, talking about if if he don't get a job, he gonna get a chicken, and he get a chicken, he'll tell on everybody that he got it from. Old ass man don't want to go to jail. You ain't pushing no fucking line, nigga. Quit lying.
A big line. You better
I'm
knock it
gonna
off,
get it. I'm
Marv.
gonna sell drugs. Who you gonna sell them to?
I'm selling chicken eggs.
Yeah, okay, you're an egg, all
Children
right.
God's property.
You know,
Yeah.
yes.
You know.
I'm
See,
coming.
we
I'm coming to San Diego.
Hey, Slick, man,
Come
go on
on
and
down,
enjoy your
Slick. Come
food,
on. Come
man.
on through, Slick. Come on through, Slick. I'm looking
don't
forward.
invite him, bro. Do not invite him.
I like, Slick. I gotta fuck with Slick. Slick be having
Hey,
Slick.
Slick,
Slick, he uplift
come
my
back on
spirit.
when you get your food, bro.
Pick up Eddie. What you say?
I say, come back on when you get your food. You got a lot of noise in your background.
Got it. Right
He
there.
always got noise.
Yeah, he got
Yeah,
too much
I
going
got
on back there.
I got and Marv. I got a lot of love for Slick. He cracks me up. You know what I
He
mean?
man, he my guy. He
You
is
got
a straight comedian.
yeah, Slick.
And your horse if he never win a race, huh?
Slick will talk shit. You can be in a bad mood. Slick will talk
Hey,
shit.
Jackson Prince.
He'll still get a smile out of me. I
Hey,
tell you.
but
Boy.
I told her back to I am going to give Frog a call and question him about that because I mean I didn't hear that, but I got to bring it forward to him because we can't be having that stuff, man. We got to find a better way to treat our brothers and sisters. You know what I mean,
We do.
regardless of what their beliefs are or how they feel they serve the community. You know what I mean, because some people let's be honest. Some of us just don't want to be positive. Some of us is still with the the shenanigans. And I'm not saying that Marv is, but that's just how some people operate in this space, you know. So everybody's not on one accord. You know, we got to get on code with black, with each other. You know what I mean? We're not on code yet, so we working towards it. But hopefully we can achieve that.
I mean, but bro, we got to realize one thing: it ain't for everybody. You feel what I'm saying? But you got to be stand up enough, whether it's for you or not. If you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem.
Yes,
right,
yes,
right.
Yes,
so yes. I'm a problem solver. It ain't like I got to win every one, but I got to confront it wherever it is, whether it hurts me or whether it doesn't hurt me. You feel what I'm saying?
But you know what? But Marv, you know what though? That's why I always say, and I'm 55 years old, and I always say that, you know, me being younger than you and Melly Mel, I feel like I have an obligation to people that's younger than me to bring about not only those positive affirmations and give them the information that they need to build a better life for themselves, but I also got to walk in that, and I have to I have to execute as well, big bro. You dig what I'm saying? Because
that's right.
Because back in the days when I was gang banging, you know, when your own mother can sit there and look at her 2 or 3 sons, because I have 5 brothers, and call us savages, you know what I'm saying? That's saying something about your character at that particular time.
Right.
You know, and before and when that red light went off in my head, and that red light, when I say a red light, that red light went off in my head and it said, hey man, you got to stop. Hold on, I got to redirect how I'm getting down. And the reason I'm saying that, because the way I was moving, I was going to be laying, I wouldn't even be here probably talking to you guys, be laying down in the casket or be in somebody's prison. You know what I mean? And one of the things that I do when I talk to these kids, I tell them that I like the transition and the transformation that I've made over the past 27 years. I like me now. Because there was once upon a time where I don't even think that I like myself, and that's the reason why I was capable of doing some of the things and committing some of the atrocities that I was doing against the community. You did what I'm saying, that actually did so much for me, and I did everything in my power as a youngster to do everything to not only disrespect that, but to take out of the community, man. And we got to get back to giving back to the community. Everybody always talking about these ideas that they have. Okay, we need to do this, we need to do that. They talk about the history, but one thing Slick did say about a month ago when we was on these same platforms, it's time to stop talking about it and executing. And I commend you and Skull for what you guys are doing, because that's exactly what you guys are doing. And being the elders in all this, you guys are now not only walking in your truth, you did what I'm saying, but now you guys are being not only positive role models, but you're moving in your truth at this particular moment. And you got a lot of us, even being in our 50s, Melly being in his 60s, we're watching you and we're still learning.
That's a blessing. True. That's a blessing. True. If it happens, True. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we talk about, moving in your truth. And we giving back, you know, because some of like you talked about, and some of the things that are inspired, and it wasn't always that you were mad at, you didn't know what the fuck you was mad at. Right. And it was the structure that you couldn't identify with, and people didn't give you the proper instruction on how to live your life the way you lived it. You feel what I'm saying? Right, and so you just went out on, they say the blind leading the blind. It wasn't nothing. My mother and father, my father was in the Navy. My mother graduated from Jackson State University. And they told me, just be nice and it'll be all right for you. But we didn't see that. I grew up admiring Edward G. Robinson, James Cagney, the Untouchables. Them was the real white folks that was taking shit, right? Right. I didn't like the mailman.
Let's touch on that for a moment, because we grew up in an era where those James Cagney, Edward G. Robinsons, the John Dillingers, and the Al Capones, all these people are icons, are they?
Yes.
Almost demigods in this culture, right? But yet
That's right.
they want you and I and ball game to be ashamed of our culture. But what's the difference? The difference is skin color. You understand?
Right.
Because those
Right.
guys did far more worse than we can ever think about doing.
Yeah.
You know, but
Well, America did. America didn't get America by voting on it. They took shit and killed Indians.
The Boston Tea Party.
You understand me? So they separate themselves with savagery that made them who they are today.
Right.
And then they tell you that, oh, you should vote on it. Don't carry no gun. Don't do anything. But that's how you made the metropolis that you got.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? So it was a man named Clarence Darrow. He was one of the greatest attorneys of the 20s. They say he argued with the devil one time, and he went to Cook County Jail, and he talked to the prisoners in Chicago. You know, Cook County Jail is the only county jail that has a electric chair, right? So they execute you in Cook County Jail. And he was telling the prisoners of Cook County Jail that it's not your fault where you are, but you're a product of the rhetoric of no, right? So the rhetoric of no is, I'm not taking no for an answer. You feel what I'm saying? I'm saying no. Y'all all said no to America and just following the little white line, right? But you never understood why you were saying no, but you were brought up to say no.
True. True. Like you kind of left ball game wordless for a minute.
Yeah, man. you know. I mean, like I said, because like I said, I'm a student of the game. So sometimes, you know, sometimes, you know, yeah, that what he did. It did that's Marv, I got to talk to you again off the record, big bro.
Anytime, bro. Hey, each one teach one. We got to share, and that's been the downfall of us giving misinformation and not sharing concrete information. I don't know it all, but what I don't know, I can go find somebody that might know. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, we got to pick out a day so we can all sit down in front of each other, you know what I mean, and really iron out some things, and you know, and just like I say, get on code, you know, whatever code we create amongst ourselves, you know what I mean, and just, man, get out there and do the work, because the work is out there. We just got to get out there and do it, you know.
That's all. It's out there, and it can be done. It can be done. We can save our children. All we got to do is be active in it.
I think we can as well. You know what I'm saying? That's why I've been in it so long. You know what I mean? You know, and I think that, you know, at least, you know, from my perspective and my section, I think that I've impacted some lives. You know, when I see a lot of the youngsters that come back to the neighborhoods or come back up to Lincoln High School and some of those other particular situations, I get it all the time. Hey, Mr. Mike, how you doing? And
and that's a good feeling. That's a good feeling when a kid come to you and like, man, what you said, man, it really changed some shit. It didn't change me all the way, but I'm working on it.
Right. Kev Matt got a point. He said they don't say no when they're in that interrogation room. No, they only say no when the administration asks they want to go back to general population.
That's when they say no, for real.
Yeah. Hey, you got a heck of a point right there. That's for sure. Hey, but listen, Ayatollah Marv ball game. I gotta jump out of here. I gotta jump over to the clubhouse. They got some things going on over there. But tomorrow I'll be back on, man. If you guys want to come back tomorrow, I'll be back on for the Wisdom Wednesday. That's like a day that's special to the Mailroom Goons and the Mailroom Nation. So we'll be back on tomorrow, man. If you guys want to follow up, we can.
Okay, for sure.
Melly, send me Marv's number so I can store it in my Rolodex.
For sure.
I will do that, sir. I will do that.
And man, I appreciate y'all, man. Keep the work up, man. Let's move this together. They say teamwork make the dream work.
Cam Capone, man. I appreciate you, man.
For sure. All the time.
Yeah, Mark. Marv, stay in the loop, man. Tell Skull I send my hellos too, man, and I'll be speaking
Okay.
with both you guys pretty soon. Thank
Yeah,
you
All
once
right,
again
for
for
sure.
coming
tell Skull I send mines too, even though I haven't never met the brother, but tell
Oh
him I
yeah,
send
but
mine.
you'll meet him. You'll
Yes,
meet
sir.
him.
Yeah,
And,
much respect.
yeah, you'll meet him at his. What's Skull's famous word?
There's not gonna be no rebuttals.
There's not gonna be no rebuttals. California in the house.
That's right.
We here.
Right.
All right, man.
Yeah.
Hey, I appreciate y'all.
Hey, I appreciate
all
you.
right.
And I'm gonna get back to you on that frog situation too.
Okay, thank you, bro.
All
Okay,
right. Blessings, my brothers. One love.
shout out to the Mailroom Goon. Shout out to the Mailroom Nation. Professor Belly Mail, the Hood Post, man. You know the vibe. Shout out to Marlena, Strike Lee, Michelle, Capone, Skunk Dog, Craig Moore. Shout out to KM Videos with Content is Being. And Cynthia Nunn. You know the vibe. What's going on, guys? Property, all you guys. I appreciate everybody. Terrell, Dogman, Eyeball Torres, my main man, school teacher. Terrell Stewart, man. What's going on? What's going on? Kenneth Johnson, shout out to you, man. Until we do it again, we're gonna do it again tomorrow at the Professor Melly Mill Wisdom Wednesday. Be sure to drop by the mail room. Click the notification bell, like, subscribe, and share. So when the dope content hit, it'll feel like it's the first of the 15th. Everybody know about that. We are gone. We are gone. We are gone.